Welcome to Blendification. I'm Dan Bruder, co-founder and CEO. Thank you for joining me on this journey to activate potential by blending work and life. Social and technological changes have greatly impacted how we work and our personal lives. These changes are creating the need for businesses and leadership to evolve and rapidly adapt. By the way, change isn't new to business. There have been many business-oriented stages that go back hundreds of years. History shows that leaders embracing change succeed, while those that failed to adapt were left behind. Most of us are familiar with the change that took place in America's first century when the agricultural-based economy transitioned into the Industrial Revolution. But I want to focus on the last 50 years and emphasize the point that today we're at an inflection point requiring accelerated leadership growth. Let's start with the 1970s and 80s. The 70s were burdened by social unrest, inflation, and political distrust. From a business perspective, leaders began to focus on one single metric: maximize shareholder value. You may recall the famous Gordon Gekko quote from the 80s,
"Greed, for lack of a better word, is good."
While this created clarity within companies, we know today that there were many unintended consequences. In the 1990s, business started to get a heart and developed a mission-driven focus to go along with maximizing shareholder value. Virtually every company created vision and mission statements and plastered them on the walls everywhere. We later learned that what was written on the wall didn't happen in the hall. As digitalization and globalization started taking shape in the 2000s, technology and social factors began to influence the current stage of business and leadership, creating new opportunities for those who adapt. This progression was accelerated by COVID, but the changes were already well on their way before the virus spread. Right now, we stand at the forefront of potentially the most important and fastest changing stage in business history. Think of the previous decades when change evolved slowly over many years. We can all agree that those times are gone. Today, employees are seeking greater meaning from their work. They want work to support their growth as a human being, not just as an employee. The solution for business is deeper than simply paying people more or allowing them to work from home. Leaders must align business interests with human interests. Companies succeeding today will effectively blend internal culture and strategy with employee motivation and behaviors. Blendification is the process by which leaders harmonize work and life and positively impact employees, customers, and communities through business.